So starting the test drive in this Yukon XL Denali Ultimate. This is basically for those who need just a little bit more space in the back. I should say they want the ultimate, no pun intended, use of storage and space for their family and everything that they're going to be taking with them. Now the good thing is you don't really feel the difference in size, the difference in weight from a driving perspective, from an acceleration perspective. The price is only about $2 or $3 grand more for this as opposed to just a regular Yukon similarly equipped. But for a lot of people, that's a big difference. Even though the new Denalis have more space, they're not as good as this XL. So got up to speed very nicely. Gonna test out the Super Cruise here. And once this indicator turns green, we'll be able to do that for a second. So there's that. Actually, I'm turning it on. So now we have the Super Cruise activated. Lane centering. We can control the distance. It's even trying to auto lane change now. It always tries to do that, but I have to get off at this exit here and then it goes away. So the Super Cruise is fantastic. My favorite semi-autonomous driving system out right now. It's just seamless. It doesn't necessarily scare you with trying to do too much than it's supposed to. Tesla's autopilot, Ford's Blue Cruise kind of can scare you sometimes because it'll randomly just decide it doesn't want to do this or it doesn't want to do that. And knock on wood, I haven't had that issue with the Super Cruise system yet. But with having the magnetic ride control, the air suspension, and everything else, the ride in this has been fantastic, even with these bigger 22-inch wheels. Now, in terms of the competition, I think the biggest competitor for something like this is going to be the Grand Wagoneer. Also, a fully loaded Expedition Max would probably be competitive with this, but there's just something about the Yukons. I think the looks are the best, the features are the best, and the interior, to me, the Wagoneer might have it a little bit, but it's at least second best, I think. Now that Grand Wagoneer's new interior is fantastic, but I also don't feel like it's as buggy as this one is either, because there's less going on. Of course, that Grand Wagoneer has however many screens going. You got the screen over there, the one down here. And GM just kept it a bit more simple. They installed the Google Assistant system, which is pretty decent, but then you still have your regular buttons and knobs to control your HVAC controls. And we'll give it one more slight pull here. And it's just so strong. I just put my foot into it a little bit and it just roared. So of course, with this being as big of an SUV as it is, getting up to speed won't be a big issue, but it is thirsty. So having 18 miles per gallon highway, 14 city, that'll bite your pocketbook. But if you can afford one of these, it probably won't be a big one. Now with Super Cruise, again, it's one of my favorite, it is my favorite semi-autonomous system. And it's just so nice to have on those longer road trips. When you're going to Florida, you've got the car packed, every seat's taken, and then having that 18 speaker Bose sound system to drown out the screaming kids. But also just having something that's pretty safe in terms of just the size of it, the airbags, and then having all of your features to see who's got their seatbelt on, who doesn't. But mostly the Super Cruise, which will make sure that you're on your toes, and then just having the ability to auto lane change and knowing that the vehicle's not gonna have you out here bad. It just gives you that extra form of comfort, I think. But all in all, I mean, it's a $105,000 vehicle that down the road, if you need to repair something, probably won't be cheap. But if you have the money to buy this, hopefully you'll have the money down the road to fix it if you keep it and pay it off. But just an impressive large SUV. And with that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 GMC Yukon XL Denali Ultimate.